A very warm welcome, everybody, to our Team Principals press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Chinese Grand Prix. Joining us this afternoon, left to right, we have Flavio Briatore, Jonathan Wheatley and Laurent Mekies. A very warm welcome to you all. Let's go right to left with the questioning. Laurent, we'll start with you. Race one done. What were the biggest learnings for Red Bull in Australia? Let's start with that.
Depends how long do you have. Seriously, many learnings. Obviously, I think if we want to think what have been the biggest aspects for us, it's probably the power unit, being so new in the adventures. But it's fair to say that the learnings were 360 through the weekend. You have seen through qualifying sessions how much every drivers and cars were adapting in the race. How much we were all learning about how to deal with our energy. So I would say, to answer your questions, first the power unit on our side in real life race stream, and second probably how we all learn to deal with energy management around the lap throughout the race weekend.
Max said yesterday in the press conference that P5 was the maximum he could have got in that race, irrespective of where he'd started the Grand Prix. So where are Mercedes and Ferrari faster than you at the minute?
At first, to Max's assessment, I think it's what we said after the pre-season testing. We said we felt we were around the fourth teams. If anything, it was a touch better in Melbourne. Gap to Ferrari and Mercedes is substantial. It's probably half in the straight, half in the corner. So there is not one single area that we need to improve. It's a 360 improvement. It's not a surprise. It's going to be a development race. It's going to be a learning race. So there is not one single area that we pinpoint in terms of gap to competitions, but it's going to be a full effort from all departments.
What did we learn this morning in FP1? Do you think the gap will be similar here in Shanghai?
If anything, it looked bigger this morning, but it's early days. The sprint weekends are very long, but certainly the gap to Mercedes and Ferrari are large. So we know we have work to do, and this weekend will be also a big chance to learn.
Okay. Quick word on both of the drivers. Max first. Can we get your thoughts on him doing the Nürburgring 24-hour race? Just how much convincing did you need to let him do that?
It doesn't need to convince us, really. It's enough to speak a few minutes with Max, and you see his face lightening, his eyes lightening when he talks about racing cars, and it doesn't matter what type of cars. And it's great. We have seen it last year. He has done it quite a few times in between the races. You will think it's taking energy for him, but in fact he comes back with more energy to the racetrack, and he's in love with the sport, and it's a great reminder to all of us of we are all motorsport fans. He's a motorsport fan, and he loves spending his free weekend racing.
Right, final one. Tell us about the impression that Isaac Hadjar has made on the team so far this year.
He did a near perfect first weekend. And I'm sure there was enough pressure on him to make that a difficult achievement. But he did a near perfect race weekend. Friday was very good learnings, very good setup scans that we could split across the cars. Qualifying, we had lost Max very early on, obviously, and at that stage, all eyes were on him, and. He could have been more conservative, it could have been too aggressive, but he's just nailed it, put the car in P3, out-qualified both Mercedes and Ferrari, which was probably a touch better than what we would have hoped for where we are now with the car. And with the race, he was part of the first few laps dramas with management and the fights with all the cars around, and until we had the issue with the engine, he really did the perfect weekend. So we just want more of that.
Okay, thank you for that. Jonathan, let's come to you now. Can we just throw it back to Melbourne first of all? Because Sunday was both good and bad for Audi. What was your overriding emotion after the race?
I think overall there was a feeling of pride in what we'd achieved in really the 11 months since I've been with the team. There's always that feeling of yin and yang for a team principal when one of your drivers doesn't get a chance to participate even in the race. I really felt for Nico, put so much effort in over the winter. You know, he came back reinvigorated this year and he was fully focused. He's been working hard with the engineers, and just to see his race not even start was very difficult. And then on the other side, to score points in the very first race as the Audi Revolut Formula One team, extraordinary. You know, not just the technical achievement, you know, the R26 under Mattia Binotto, Stefan Dreyer and James Key to bring together this first ever Audi Formula One car, but then every single part of our trackside appearance is new team clothing, new hospitality, you know, every single bit of pit equipment's new, the garage. What's been achieved in such a short period of time has been nothing short of incredible. And on top of that, I have to say, the partners that we signed, some of them, you know, as early as just a few weeks before the first race. So I think overall pride in what we've achieved, but, you know, we're very, very focused on just how far we've got to go.
I mean, let's talk about that journey in terms of how far you've got to go. In terms of performance, how close were you to maximising what you had in Melbourne?
Do you know, I don't think I've ever left a race weekend with the engineers telling me we got absolutely everything out of the car. I think our focus in Melbourne was to execute a clean race weekend, focus on ourselves, not get too caught up in the noise, not get too distracted with what other teams were doing. I think, you know, it's becoming more and more clear to us, the picture's evolving over time, where the areas of performance are that we can add to the car. It won't come as a surprise to anyone, you know, it's a brand new chassis, brand new power unit, and we've got some areas to make up. And I think especially our focus at the moment is on the powertrain development, and that's clearly one of the areas that we've identified in data that is somewhere that, as you would understand, that there's some performance to be found.
Okay. What about Gabriele Bortoleto now? He commented yesterday in the press conference that he's feeling much more comfortable coming into year two. Just how much change, how much development have you seen in him coming into this season compared to 12 months ago?
Well, I think firstly I've been encouraged with both drivers over the winter, you know, recharging, coming back fully focused and absolutely embedded with their engineers, looking at every single area where you can get performance out of the team and out of the car. And I think with Gabby, again, he showed his work ethic. You know, he's been embedded in Switzerland and Neuburg over the course of the winter. He's either been on the chassis simulator or on the PU simulator. He's growing as an individual. He's getting more confident. He's understanding what's important rather than, you know, getting caught up in the noise. I'm tremendously encouraged by his progress and also his ability to knit a team around him. Also, he was here cleaning wheels on Wednesday.
Right. Thank you for that, Jonathan.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's in cap or...
Flavio, if we could come to you now. At this early stage in the season, there's so much talk about performance and potential. Just what did you make of Alpine's performance at the season opening Australian Grand Prix?
Australian Grand Prix, look like we are not happy at all. We have our performance was very weak, and was a combination of different factors. And we know what is the major problem we have in the car, which I resolve is as quick as possible. But for the rest, you know, was the first race, and for a long time we have no pointing in the race in Formula One. At least we have 1 point with Pierre, and this will happen. You know, it's already passed. It's impossible to change the result.
Flavio, you say you're not happy with the performance. What goals have you set Alpine this year?
The Golden Series stay in front of him, if it's possible. Close to him, if it's possible. This is what we're looking for, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for to be P7, P8, P7. This range, you know, this range of the competition. We have the four top team, including Laurent, really, really strong, and after that is all the rest. So fighting to be in front to all the rest.
Okay. There's lots of speculation at the minute about potential investors in the team. Christian Horner, Toto Wolff, even Mercedes themselves. What's the situation? What's the latest, Flavio, on that?
Every day is a new situation. I don't know what is the latest one. But what I say, I know it's the negotiation from Mercedes, not with Toto, with Mercedes, and we see. In this moment, we have 3 or 4 potential buyers from. Don't forget, we're talking about the Otro share, nothing to do with Alpine. It's the share owned by this hedge fund. It's called Otro, American fund. They want to sell the 24%, and there's few candidates ready to do the deal.
You tempted to buy in?
No. I'm just looking. I'm just looking what's going on, and just watches what's going on. And sure, for us, we have no communication with Toto in this moment. So if somebody buys the share, we are very happy.
All right, Flavio, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters, please. Who's first? Yep, Craig.
Craig Slater, Sky Sports. I'll pick up on the Mercedes potential to buy into Alpine, perhaps, Flavio. Could you guarantee if they bought that stake, they would have no influence on how the team operated or indeed voted in areas like the F1 Commission and so on? And perhaps to Jonathan, would you have any concerns about Mercedes having a stake in another team? Obviously, Red Bull historically have had the two-team interest.
I think so. Red Bull have already is a pioneer already. This in the last 10 years or 15 years, wherever. And like I tell you, Mercedes, the one group is looking to buy Otro 24%. Normally in one company, 75% decide that 25% is the passenger. And this is what is the reality. I don't know if Jonathan is happy or not. Tell your opinion.
I'm very happy.
Great. This is fantastic.
Look, the sport has very, very clear governance. I don't see any conflicts of interest or concerns on our side at all, to be honest. Just watching it, eating the popcorn and enjoying the show.
Yeah, make sure they hot popcorn.
All right, thank you. Next one, yeah, Mara.
A question to all 3 of you. As competitors, are you worried about the gap Mercedes started with, and not just this weekend in general, considering the general picture?
I'm not sure if worried is the right word. It's large, no questions. Didn't really come as a surprise. Somehow we were expecting them very, very strong as the pre-season test build up, even though it was not immediately visible at the test. So not a surprise. It's large. On the other hand, we expect the seasons to be very long. We expect the development rate to be much higher than what we have seen in the past. So of course, it's always going to be difficult to say get a second back, because obviously they will improve as well. But nobody is giving up here, and that's the fight we are in.
Yeah, look, they've done a great job. They've showed us what is possible, what's achievable at the moment, and we're focused on our own performance at the moment, honestly, internally. At some point, we're going to be looking up the road and we're going to be learning, you know. We're, as a PU manufacturer, we only have 2 cars with an Audi PU in them, you know, and Mercedes have 8 cars. They're learning at a much faster rate as well. So we're not underestimating the challenge we have ahead of us. As I said, they've done a good job, and our job is to catch up.
The same. So many years we see Red Bull with the same situation. No? For many years was Red Bull one first, one second, first. We need to learn. We need to learn and try to do better. And congratulations, honestly, done a better job than us. This is the reality. But happened already with Red Bull for many years, and now happened with Mercedes. I hope we be strong enough to, from now to the end of the season, to be close to Mercedes. This is our motivation, and we need learning from these people. Done a super job.
Okay, thanks all. Next one, yep.
Thanks, Tom. Ted Kravitz, Sky F1. Ahead of any meetings with Formula One and the FIA about the new regulations, could you each maybe give us an idea of any ideas or areas that you'd like to see for potential consideration for future races? Thanks.
All right. Well, you know, the truth is we are having super open discussions. We met with the teams, with the FIA, with F1 just before the season started. It was in Bahrain, and we just say, look, let's do these first races. Let's see what we are getting. If there is a need for adjustment, I think there will be all the willingness in the world across the grid to adjust for the benefit of the sport. It's early days. It's been only one race, even if it's been a few surprises in the race. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll probably regroup again in after China and discuss what adjustments are needed, short term, mid term, and long term.
I mean, I totally agree. I think I'd add to that, Ted, that every single time we've come to a new circuit, it's exposed again other areas in the car where there's performance deficit, where you have to tune the car differently. It's a world championship. I think we've got to keep a steady hand on the tiller, and the FIA are doing that at the moment. And I think it's been encouraging the amount of conversation there is, the open discussion between teams and the FIA as to how to manage this set of technical regulations. And I can't emphasise again just what an ambitious set of technical regulations this is and how complicated these cars are to manage. So I think it's a case of just trying to keep everything under control at the moment and just see how it develops over time.
Yeah, it's very early stage to have a final judgment. I agree completely from Laurent and Jonathan. We need to just see the evolution of the situation and have always a conversation with FIA, with the team, and they found the best solution for the sport, they found the best solution for the team and for the spectator. But now we are very, very early stage for to have a strong judgment. We don't have it, basically. Just let's see.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have the team principal conference before the Chinese Grand Prix. We have 3 team principals, that is the team principal of Red Bull, the team principal of Audi and Alpine. So they were asked a couple of questions, but I'm gonna do a quick recap of them, what have they said, and what is their plan for this Grand Prix, what happened in Melbourne, and a couple of other things that they were asked, but I'm not going to go into the specifics. I'm just going to give up my thought, and then who knows, maybe someone will like it, maybe someone won't like it, but it's free to comment down below and give your own opinion, and then we can talk about it together. So Mekies was asked about Red Bull, where they stand, how what is their plan for this Grand Prix, how they are developing the car from Australian Grand Prix, what are their ups and downs and things like that. So Mekies was really realistic, and he was straight ahead and straightforward. He said that we know what are our issues, and we are trying our best to fix them and improve on those areas. The major issue is the engine, the let's say the spirit of the car, where they are trying to juice it up a little bit, give it a little bit more torque, give a little bit more energy to the engine, so it goes much more faster. And also he said that we are trying our best to see where we can use that energy, let's say the battery of the car, how we can use it more efficient, and to use it in 100% in the best situation. He also was asked about the opinion of Max Verstappen racing into Le Mans 24-hour. He said that, let me get this clear and let me get this out so everyone can hear that Max is a sport lover. He loves racing, he loves cars, every bit of the car. It doesn't matter what kind of car he drives. He loves it to drive, he loves the adrenaline, and whenever he goes to drive in another competition, he comes even stronger and better and more focused. So it's not that that kind of thing will tire him, but in contrary, it will give him a lot more boost and motivation, and he will be much more ready mentally and physically, even though it's really tiring sport, the 24-hour Le Mans. So yeah, he doesn't have any kind of problem for that Max is going to drive in another sport with another car. So yeah, Mekies said that it's really happy for Max, and he knows the potential of the driver. For Hajar, he said that he had a really good run, almost perfect run, but he's happy with the result and consistency that that the driver had. Moving on to Audi, the team principal of Audi said that we are happy with the result. We are happy with what the driver of the Audi, Bartolotto, has achieved, and he said that we got all the information that was required for us to get, and we didn't want to be on the eyes of everyone, so we wanted to work in quiet and see what kind of potential the car will give, and build up that car step by step, by not sticking around anyone. So Audi, with one word, they said that we don't want to be visible to everyone, so we want to work in quiet and show the results in the races and in the places that needs the result to be shown. So yeah, and congratulations to Bartolotto for getting the first points for Audi in their first race ever. Moving on to Alpine, the team principal of Alpine said that he's not very happy with the result. He was really furious with how the drivers run the Melbourne Grand Prix, because he expected a lot more better results, and he expected the results to be much more better, to be in the mix with other drivers in like 7th or 8th place. So he was expecting Alpine to be on top of the mid tier teams, just behind Red Bull and just in front of everyone else. So you know what I mean. So yeah, Alpine team principal said that I'm not really happy with how they happen, but it happens, and now we know where are the issues, and we are trying our best to fix them, and we're trying our best to prepare our drivers to be much more consistent and to be much more faster. In the other hand, that was something that I got surprised of. The American company that owns 24% of the shares of Alpine, they are selling their shares, and there are let's say some of interested people that want to buy the shares. One of them is Christian Horner, the ex team principal of Red Bull, and Mercedes also is interested in buying those shares, and a couple of more other companies. So this is a little bit of recap of whatever interested me to comment about this topic, this video. Thank you everyone for watching this video with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. If you have something to add up, comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one.